This is the story of one of my most red-faced, embarrassed moments in animation. I'm James Peters. I've been an animation artist for 30 years, and this is the story of a sexual harassment prevention course at Warner Brothers. Every year, Warner Brothers had these sensitivity courses, and it was mandatory that everyone attend. We were working on projects that sometimes had sexually explicit scenes or suggestive scenes. During my career, I have painted multiple naked or mostly naked character models. And to their credit, Warner Brothers wanted to make sure that working on these things didn't give anyone license to sexually harass someone or to even accidentally make someone feel uncomfortable. I imagine the legal department was more concerned about not having any kind of sexual harassment or misconduct cases on their hands. So I'm sitting in this course, I'm paying attention, and then my phone rings. I had forgotten to set my phone to silent. These things happen, I suppose, but at the time, my phone ringer was... I'm too sexy for my shirt, too sexy for my shirt, so sexy it hurts.
That's inappropriate.
And so in the middle of this sensitivity course, everyone suddenly hears my phone blaring, "Too sexy for my shirt." My friend and colleague Linnell, who I'd worked with and been friends with for years, was no help whatsoever. He was sitting right next to me and just started laughing his ass off. Thought the guy was gonna fall out of his chair. The room was full of directors and producers, executives, and human resources. The human resources people were all sitting in a little group off to my right, and every single head in that group suddenly snapped left and looked right at me. Anger on their faces and pink slips in their eyes. There was nothing intentional about it. That had been my ringtone for several months because I thought it was funny. It had never made anyone uncomfortable. And had I thought about it in advance, I would have definitely set my phone to silent regardless of the ringtone. So, as a light-skinned man, I blush. When I am embarrassed or uncomfortable, my cheeks and face turn very red. This was probably the one time in my life where blushing was not more embarrassing, it saved me. Every member of Human Resources and a lot of other people in the room instantly turned and looked at me, and it was very obvious that this was not something I had planned. My face was glowing red. I was scrambling for my phone. And as soon as I got to my phone, I silenced it and hung my head in shame. I guess Human Resources realized this was unintentional. And while it's not the most appropriate ringtone, it's not a completely inappropriate ringtone. It's not like my ringtone was... Somebody say, hey, we want some food. Or... You could say she was. And so, aside from being teased by several of the people who were in the room for several days after that, so how'd you enjoy that sensitivity course? I didn't know that a face could turn that red. So what's your ringtone now? I said certified free, 7 days a week. There was no other recourse. I wasn't fired or reprimanded. People make mistakes. At least I have a good story to tell.